Welcome back to Easy English Lessons. If you're building your business English vocabulary, today's lesson is just what you need. We're back with 60 more essential business phrasal verbs. This is Volume 3. All of these are new and different from what we covered in Volumes 1 and 2. You'll hear them in meetings, emails, reports, and interviews. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to use them. Let's jump right in. Let's start with our first phrasal verb. Act up, to malfunction or behave badly. For example, my laptop is acting up again during the presentation, and the system acted up after the update. Next up, bear on, to be relevant to something. For instance, these documents bear on the current investigation, or his experience bears on the hiring decision. Moving forward, blow over, to be forgotten or pass without consequence. Here are a couple of examples. The scandal blew over quickly. Hopefully, this misunderstanding will blow over. Bog down, to become stuck or slowed. You might say, we got bogged down in technical details. Or, the project is bogged down by red tape. Bottom out, to reach the lowest point. For example, sales bottomed out in the third quarter. Another one, the market is expected to bottom out soon. Let's continue with break off, to end suddenly, as in, they broke off negotiations last night, and she broke off her partnership with the firm. Next, break up, to end a meeting or gathering. Example usage, let's break up the meeting by 5 p.m. Or next, the session broke up after 2 hours. And now, brush up on, to refresh knowledge. You could say, I need to brush up on my Excel skills. Or, she's brushing up on her presentation technique. Call back, to return a phone call. For instance, I'll call you back after the meeting. Another example, can you call back when you're free? Check back, to follow up later. Example, check back next week for updates. Second one, he said he'd check back tomorrow. Let's keep going with more useful verbs. Come along, to progress. For example, the project is coming along nicely. Or, how's your report coming along? Come down with, to get sick. As in, she came down with the flu before the trip. Or, I can't attend. I came down with something. Come up, to arise. Example usage. Something came up, so I can't attend. And, this issue came up during the call. Let's move on. Cut in, to interrupt. Here's how you can use it. Please don't cut in while I'm speaking. Or as in, he kept cutting in during the discussion. Deal with, to manage or handle. You might hear, let me deal with this complaint. Or next, we need someone who can deal with pressure. Ease off, to reduce pressure. Example 1, workload eased off after the deadline. Example 2, they eased off on strict rules. End off, to conclude. For instance, let's end off with a summary. Or, the manager ended off with thanks. Fall back on, to use as a backup. Example usage, we can fall back on our reserves. Another one, she fell back on her savings. Fix up, to arrange or repair. You could say, let's fix up a meeting next week. And, they fixed up the old office. Follow on, to continue from something, as in, the seminar follows on from last month's workshop. Or, this task will follow on later. Let's move to the next 20 phrasal verbs. Get around to find time for something. For example, I'll get around to it tomorrow. Or, he finally got around to replying. Give in, to surrender. You might hear, she gave in to the pressure. And, the board gave in after long talks. Go about, to start dealing with. Example usage, how should we go about this? Another one, they went about solving the problem creatively. Go out to extend a message. For instance, our thanks go out to the team. Or, condolences go out to the family. Grow into, to become capable. Like this, he grew into his leadership role. Or this, they'll grow into the responsibilities. Head up, to lead. For example, she heads up the sales division. Another example, who's heading up the new project? Help out, to assist. You might say, thanks for helping out today. Or, can someone help out with the event? Hold out, to resist. Example 1. They're holding out for a better deal. Example 2. The company held out during the crisis. Keep at, to persist. For instance, keep at it, you're almost done. Or, he kept at the task for hours. Keep down, to limit, like this. Try to keep costs down, or as in, she kept her voice down. Keep out to block entry. You could say, this data is kept out of public view, or unauthorized users should be kept out. Keep to adhere. For example, let's keep to the schedule, or he kept to the main topic. Lay out, to explain. You might hear, she laid out the strategy clearly, and let me lay out the plan. Leave out, to omit. Here's how it can be used. You left out an important point. Or as, don't leave out the attachments. Look after, to care for. For example, I'll look after this client. Another one, she looks after new employees. Look around, to explore. You could say, they looked around for better options. And, let's look around the office. Look back on, to reflect. For instance, looking back on the year, we achieved a lot. Or, he looked back on his career. Look out for, to watch for. Example usage, look out for any errors. And another one, we're looking out for new partners. Make out, to understand, like this. I couldn't make out what he meant. Or this. She made out the handwriting. Move on, to progress. For example, let's move on to the next point. And, we need to move on from this issue. Now, let's move into the final 20 phrasal verbs in this lesson. Stay with me. Next verb, open up, to start operating, as in, they've opened up a new office, or the market is opening up. Next, pass around, to distribute. Example 1, can you pass around the agenda? And example 2, they passed around samples. Let's move on to phase in, to introduce gradually. You might say, we'll phase in the new policy, and the features were phased in over time. Next phrasal verb is point to indicate. For example, all data points to a trend, or he pointed to the results. Now, pop up, to appear suddenly, as in, new issues keep popping up, and ads popped up during the demo. Let's continue with pull out, to withdraw. Example 1, they pulled out of the deal. Example 2, the investor pulled out last minute. Moving forward, put across, to communicate. For instance, she put her ideas across clearly. Let's put this across better next time. Next up, put aside, to save money, like this. We put aside funds for emergencies. Put aside your doubts. Then we have put down, to write or criticize. You could say, he put down the remarks in the report. She was unfairly put down in the meeting. Let's continue with put in, to submit. Example usage. I've put in a request. They put in a lot of effort. Next, put up with, to tolerate. As in, she puts up with a lot. We can't put up with delays. Let's move on to read into, to overinterpret. For instance, don't read too much into that comment. He read into her silence. Our next verb is reach out to contact. You might hear, we'll reach out to suppliers, or she reached out to her team. Now rule out, to eliminate. Like this. We ruled out that option, and in let's not rule it out yet. Almost there. Run by, to check with. Example 1, run this by the manager first. And example 2, I'll run the idea by you later. Next on the list, set forth, to explain formally. For instance, The proposal sets forth our goals, and he set forth the expectations. Moving on, shut down, to close. Example usage: the branch shut down last year, or they shut down the website. Let's keep going with sign up for, to enroll, like this: she signed up for the course, and this: many signed up for early access. Almost done. Size up, to evaluate. You might say, let's size up the competition, or he quickly sized up the situation. And finally, stand out, to be noticeable. For example, her skills stand out. They want to stand out from the crowd. Well done! You've just learned 60 more phrasal verbs that'll boost your confidence in any business setting. Which ones were new for you? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to share this video with your colleagues and friends who are also learning English. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. If you enjoyed the content and found it helpful, hitting that thumbs up button makes a huge difference. It not only shows your support, but also helps others discover this channel. And if you want to stay updated with more insights and fun content, subscribing is the way to go. It's quick, easy, and ensures you won't miss out on anything we share.